He was doing a lot of things well. Just fastball up to 97, cutter, curveball, changeup, split. He just had it all working. And I thought it was two big leaguers going at it tonight with Teagan and Cade. But we had no answers for him offensively, so we need to continue to make adjustments because had us in between all night. Weren't staying to the off-speed pitches and chasing heaters up. That's not a good formula for success against an arm like that.
I know he's a heck of a talent, but where are you with your offense right now after two frustrating days?
It was two very frustrating days in a row, and credit to Mississippi's pitching staff. They've done a good job, but again, whether it be approach or process, we've had some good days with that, but we're not getting the results that we want. So, gonna have to make some adjustments. I think a lot of it is guys just trying too hard. At some point, those guys have to, when they get in those big moments, just relax and compete for their teammates. And instead of trying to get the big hit, I mean, we had chances against Townsend a few times. Same narrative as last night. We don't have a way to get it done. So it's frustrating, but it is baseball, and it's good arms we're facing. So again, a lot of baseball left. We just need to continue to make adjustments because what we've been doing the last two nights has not worked for us.
How discouraging is it? I mean, a lot of stuff we talked about, it felt like I did a really good job of last weekend. To feel like I were taking a step back there.
Yeah, I think each weekend is mutually exclusive in this league, and if you look around, it's showing up all over the place. But to me, it's the same. We talked with the team about limiting free passes and making sure that the process of us getting to the wins. What does that look like when we have won or when we haven't won? And we've given up some free passes and not having some competitive at bats. But again, when you got no runs there in the seventh inning, that's not a good strategy, regardless of which opponent that you're playing.
Why do you think the guys were unable to make that adjustment today at the plate?
I think part of it was Townsend was really good. I mean, really, really good stuff. And then even Waters comes in and mix and match, and they bring the two guys back again for the second day. But it's a different little bit of a pitch mix. You know, the guys are up to 97, 98, and they're not throwing a lot of fastballs. So there's some cutters, sliders. Some of the pitches blend, but credit to their pitching staff. They've been phenomenal the last 2 days. But we've had chances. We got to be able to drive in some runs, and guys being in between and freezing with two strikes or not using the whole field or getting in bad counts because you're chasing pitches up or down. It's not a good strategy.
He has been so good, all season long. What was different about him today?
He's been amazing for us the whole year, like you said. I have a ton of confidence in him. I thought the tempo in his delivery was a little bit just out of sync at times, going a little bit too fast, and very uncharacteristic of him to walk anybody. And but at that point in the game, just credit to Mississippi. You walk two guys, and then you give up a 90 feet by not keeping or not catching the ball, and then they just flick a ball to left field, and all of a sudden, in a game where runs are clearly going to be a premium, you hand them one. So that's where we need to be better because we've been at points in these games where, hey, it's closer. I know it got ugly there late, but the same thing. You got to attack the strike zone and keep the ball in front, and those little things that add up over the course of the deal. And then we've got to be better offensively. That was everything we talked about with the team today.
You talked a lot when you guys have struggled about guys trying to do too much at the plate. Are you surprised that you're still talking about that at this point of the season, and how do you address it now so late into SEC play?
Great question. Definitely frustrating. I wish there was a button you could press to get them to, hey, rely, but I think it's because it means a lot to these guys. And our fans were amazing today. They created an unbelievable environment, and they're playing to win. They just have to relax and play ball. It should be just at any point, regardless of the pressure, the situation, they still have to remember this is a kid's game. They should be having fun and competing and be excited for challenges. And I think, again, as a lot of these times go through the league, a lot of these players go through the league for the first time, they're getting some expensive experience. But we've had both sides of it now. So my challenge to them is, when you look back at the night when the game's over with, why are we having success or why are we not? And then let's make sure that we're looking at those habits and those decisions so when we are in that spot again, we don't continue to make the same mistake again.
How nice was it to see Stone back there catching again?
Yeah, it was a bright spot there for sure. I mean, he's a great kid and worked really hard to get back out there. Our medical staff has been amazing, and he brings a lot to our team, and it was good to see him back out there.
What's allowed Teagan to be better with runners on base these last couple of weeks?
Well, the simple part is just the math equation of being quicker to the plate, just making it a point of emphasis that, when you get a guy on base, he shouldn't be able to just walk to second base. And he's been phenomenal in responding to that. He went from 1.5, 1.6 to 1.7 at times at the plate. Now he's 1.25 and mixing in pickoffs. And I think just the tempo of him getting to the plate has allowed hitters on the other team to not be as in sync at times. So credit to him for challenge there. We asked him to make that adjustment, and it's paying off for him.
We've asked you about the shift a couple times this year, and there continues to be a couple times where it gets the best of y'all. I'm sure y'all are playing the analytics and the numbers,
Sure.
but I guess how frustrating is it that it continues to kind of bite you when you are playing the numbers? Do you reach a point to where maybe you kind of go old school and just play it straight up traditionally? How do you manage that or walk that line, I guess?
What Where did we get bit by today, or are you just saying in general?
Just in general.
Yeah, I think I know we track that, and I trust our defensive staff and our analytic crew to put them in the right spot. I mean, the simple thought behind it is in the major leagues they banned the shift because it's very simple. It was creating more outs for the defense. And, again, I trust my staff. They've been putting them in a good spot. And I could get with those guys on the numbers, but I know over the course of the year so far we've collected a lot of outs because they've been in a good spot. So, again, that's easy to talk about when we don't score runs or whatever it may be. It's easy to look at those little pieces. But, again, complete faith. And I don't know what our fielding percentage is, but that was a big point of emphasis this year, and they've been better so far. So we'll keep moving those guys, and I'll trust my staff to put them in the right spot.
What was the message to the team after today's loss about going in tomorrow? Try to salvage.
Just hit the reset button as soon as we can, but undoubtedly this is the biggest Sunday game that we've had so far this year, and we'll make some adjustments in how we go about pregame tomorrow, but it needs to be the same thing that we talked about earlier this week, that were the positives in Starkville that have bit us is and not keeping the ball in front when you got to do that, or giving up a free 90 feet. And again, Mississippi is a very, very talented team, has another really, really good arm going tomorrow, so another great challenge for us, but we need to continue to make those adjustments because I'm looking at the sheet, we've got a lot of baseball left, and we can make those adjustments, and just need to hit the reset button. Baseball, you get Sunday at your home field and need to come out, have fun, be ready to compete.
You mentioned making adjustments pregame tomorrow. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, well, I think the easiest thing is we'll cut down some of the reps. We've usually done, again, our sequencing and how we go through that, but I think it's just the way the end of the game was, talk with the crew. It needs to be nothing really. There's no physical changes, a lot of it right now for our crew. It needs to be mental changes, whether it be in the moment or how you go through or deal with winning or losing at this point. So that'll be, again, we'll get with the staff here and make sure that they're fresh and ready to go tomorrow.
Where's Blaine at in the box right now?
Yeah, I think he took some great swings last night. I mean, crushed some balls. I mean, if that ball goes fair, we may have a complete different conversation early in the game, but that's not how this game works. You either do it or you don't. And, again, I think his mindset has been really good. He's obviously going through a little bit of a rough patch, but wildly talented, one swing away from getting hot right there. But his biggest issue has been, you talk about the shift, that they're shifting him a ton in the pull side, and kind of like a former player we had here that, again, balls are getting ripped in the four-hole, and here's the defender sitting there right there waiting for it. So, they're doing a good job of pitching him. I know Townsend today, goes splitty, fastball up, slider, then jams a heater in at 97. So he's a guy that can hurt you, and other teams know that. So he's been circled, and instead of being a freshman, he's in the middle of that lineup. But all those guys, top to bottom, we told them, you got to work together to play offense, and we need a little bit more from everybody.
I guess as a player, who do you think echoes your sentiment the most, especially when it comes to the mental reset, just being that leader on the team?
I think Reese is the easy one to look at, or Stone, or there's a lot of guys. I think that the messaging has been consistent with the guys is, again, the door swings both ways. You have to be ready. This league can break you if you let it, but if you stay in it and make sure you're paying attention to things that help you win and staying away from the things that don't. And really, Reese is the guy who knows that. Manny knows that as well. Those are the few that have been in the league a bunch. But, again, just another game on Sunday in our home field. We need to come out and be ready to go.